Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to make card sketch number 46. This was posted on my blog today. It actually goes like this. And this was card sketch 46 for the week. Every Monday I post a new card sketch, and this is what I designed for my sample from this card sketch. So we're going to make this card today. I love this card so much, I went ahead and made 4 more of them. Aren't they pretty? And there's lots of sparkle. I know the camera's probably not going to pick up all the shimmer on that, but I'm going to show you everything that I did. And I did do some stuff ahead of time only because to speed up the process for coloring and adding all these strips. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with the base. I'm using the Blackberry Bliss, and this piece is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then a piece of crumb cake, which is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece of Blackberry Bliss is cut at 2.5 by 4 1/4. A piece of Whisper White, which is cut at 2 1/4 by 4. And then a piece of Rich Razzleberry, which is cut at 2 by 4. I'm using the Country Lane designer paper. It's brand new in the holiday catalog right now. And I took 3 of the designs in the same color. And I believe this is either Blackberry Bliss. Yeah, I think it's Blackberry Bliss. And I took 3 designs and I cut 2 of each. So each strip is cut at 1/4 inch by 4 3/4. So this is the part that I went ahead and sped up a little bit. So I went ahead and added 3 strips already to this crumb cake. I'm going to add the other 3 with you today. And then I also went ahead and started coloring on the background of my pot of flowers here. And I laid 1 layer of my crumb cake Stampin' Blends down, and I'm going to apply another layer, and then I'm going to color the can and then also the flowers and stuff with you. All right, and then I went ahead already and cut out the other layer to this card. And the stamp set we're using is Country Home, and I cut out this piece already. So to save some time, I went ahead and did that. And I went ahead and stamped it, but I'm going to show you exactly what I did for that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Whisper White piece. I'm going to stamp the can, and in my stamp I have a little mask, which we're going to use. So we're going to bring out the Memento ink in the black, and I'm going to first go ahead and stamp the can. And to make my mask, what I did is I took a Post-it note, and I stamped the can, and then I just hand cut out as close as possible to the line of the image, and then I have the sticky part at the top of my can so I can use it as a mask. So then once I stamp it on this Whisper White, we can use it as a mask. Okay, so there's my can. Now I'm going to take the mask part of the Post-it note, and I'm going to put it right over top of that stamped image that I just stamped. And then I'm going to take my cluster of fall foliage from the stamp set. I'm going to pull this close to me so I can line this up. And I'm going to use that mask. I'm going to stamp right over it, and then I'm going to remove it. And it's going to look like it's one whole piece. Okay, so then there's the stamp, and then when you remove the mask, it's coming out of the can. Isn't that awesome? All right, so that's how I did the masking for this layer for this part of the card. We're going to bring in this layer, the crumb cake, and I'm going to finish layering the strips of the designer paper. So let me grab my liquid glue. Liquid glue works best when, especially adhering these strips, because it gives you a little wiggle room to maneuver the strip where you want it to be laid onto the crumb cake. Oh, I don't want that piece next. I'm going to lay that down here. I'm going to put this piece first, next in the series. There's a method to my madness. Okay, so we're going to layer this piece down first. See, it just gives you a little bit of time to be able to maneuver that layer to get them all lined up really nicely together. So this one I already had the glue on, the polka dots I love. And then this little strip goes on last. Okay, so that's how you would attach all the strips. And there's 6, 2 of each. All right, now we're going to go ahead and adhere our Rich Razzleberry. This is our banner piece that's going to go across the card. Okay, so this is going to go on here. And then this gets layered onto the Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so that's basically our card. Now we're going to do some coloring. So I'm going to bring in my 2 pieces. Remember, this is the piece that I went ahead already and layered my crumb cake down. But this marker that I was using for this one was running out. As you can tell in the background, it's kind of like a cloudy. So I got my brand new crumb cake light out. So it's going to be totally different when coloring. So when applying the crumb cake to the background, I try to work in circular motions just because I seem like it blends a little bit better. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this crumb cake down over top of this other layer. Okay, so that one looks much better. All right, now we're going to go ahead and color the can. So let me grab my smoky slate. And I'm using the combo, the light and the dark. So I'm going to apply my light color first. And I'm coloring the whole can, just laying down the light smoky slate first. Okay, now we're going to come in with the dark. And I'm going to focus, my shaded area is going to be on the left-hand side. So the sun is coming in from the right. So I'm going to add some dark over here on the left. Okay, so now I'm going to come back in with the light and I'm going to blend all of this out. Isn't that beautiful? All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and color in the foliage. And then I'm also going to color this one too. And I'll hold up the colors and I'll post the name of the Stampin' Blends that I'm using at the current time, all right? Okay, so all of our images are colored in. Aren't they beautiful? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and layer this onto the Blackberry Bliss. Okay, now one thing when I colored this one, since you're cutting this out, I found that when you're using the Stampin' Blends, color the whole edge when you're coloring with your blends or even with the Stampin' Right markers or any medium that you're using for coloring. Color the edge where you cut and it won't look so jagged if you have that happen to you, because sometimes I don't cut very well. So I just color the edges too where I cut and it doesn't show up as bad. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add some Wink of Stella. Hopefully that's showing up. We're going to even add more shimmer to this card with the shimmer paint. All right, now we're going to do some more stamping really quick. We're going to stamp the greeting, and I have some Whisper White. Let me bring in my Memento ink again. And this greeting is beautiful. It says, "So grateful for someone like you in my life." I love that. So we're going to stamp this on Whisper White. Oh, look, my nail polish matches the cardstock today. I did not plan that, believe it or not. Okay, so then we're going to take our 2-inch circle punch. Punch that out. We're going to take a piece of Blackberry Bliss. We're going to use the 2 1/4 inch circle punch. You can also use your layering framelits if you have them. I'm going to layer these together. So beautiful. All right, now we're going to use a lot of dimensionals. So let me grab those. Okay, so let's put this image on the card first. We'll build these two around this. So just going to put it right about there. Then our greeting, since we popped this layer up, I'm only going to put dimensionals on the left-hand side on the back. So it makes it even for the greeting. So see, this is going to be on this piece that's already popped up. So if I put dimensionals on the back side of that, it would be like kind of lopsided. All right, so we're just going to push this as far over as I can without it going off of the card. Right about there. Then we're going to take our little cluster of flowers and stuff. We're going to put it right down here at the bottom. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're going to add some shimmer paint. Now this is a spray bottle that I have with rubbing alcohol, and I added just a little tiny bit of the shimmer paint, which is brand new in the holiday catalog. There's actually 4 colors this year in the holiday catalog. We have a copper, a gold, a white, and then I love the champagne. So like I said, I fill the bottle up, which you can tell I love it, so I use it a lot. But I fill it up about 3/4 of the way with rubbing alcohol, and then I just drop some, not the whole little container of the champagne mist. It's just a few drops, and depending on how much mist you want, then you can always add more. So then you just shake it up so you get this really nice liquidy consistency, and then through the spray bottle I'm going to spray in the air. I'm not going to spray directly onto the card. I'm going to spray in the air, and then I'm going to catch it mid-air. Does that make sense? So I'm going to shake this up really good, and then I'm going to spray, and then I'm going to catch it in the air. And I'm going to show you what this card looks like. Now it's wet. I'm going to kind of pull it up closer so you can see the shimmer, but that's why we use the rubbing alcohol, because even though there's big droplets and they show that they're wet, they will dry really super fast. So that's what's really nice with using the rubbing alcohol instead of water with your shimmer paint. So let me pull this up here. Hopefully the light's catching all that shimmer. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this was the Card Sketch 46 sample that I did from the template that we posted today on my blog. So you can see the card design come to life, not only with the neutrals, but when it comes together with the designer paper and the stamps. So it's really just your imagination, taking the template and making it into your own. So let me show you the other ones. So here are all the other cards that I made, the same cards. Aren't they beautiful? And I really wanted to add the crumb cake because I wanted the little cotton to pop out with the white. So beautiful. All right, so that's card sketch number 46. It's in the books, as I say. And I'll have all the items listed below. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.